Fans, get ready because what's happening behind the scenes at Newcastle United is no small matter. There's a Premier League giant knocking on the door with a hefty offer. There's a direct dispute involving two historic rivals. And on top of that, an unexpected problem that could shake up Eddie Howe's strategy in the coming weeks. Now let me ask you, do you really think Newcastle should even consider selling one of its most crucial players right now? And before we get to the important stuff, subscribe to the channel and leave a like because today we have some hot news. The issue has gained momentum and left many people in Tyneside uneasy. According to sources in Spain, Chelsea has reportedly made a £60 million offer to try and lure Newcastle away with one of the most influential players of the season. And the big question is, who is Chelsea trying to snatch from St. James's Park with such haste and so much money? The name is Harvey Barnes. The winger, at 27 years old, is experiencing one of the sharpest moments of his career. He not only returned to playing at a high level, but he's delivering goals, assists, and a decisive presence in the Champions League. 4 goals and 1 assist in 5 games. That's no small feat. But here's the question that's surprising many people. Why has Chelsea decided to go all in on Barnes now, when the club rarely invests heavily in players at their peak? And there's competition. Another giant that's making moves is Manchester United. Yes, the two clubs made a joint bid, which already shows the magnitude of the buzz Barnes is generating. But here's the most important detail. Newcastle has no intention of selling. Nothing. Zero. Barnes is seen internally as an essential player, and rightly so. He may not be the most talked about name in the Premier League, but today, in terms of consistency and impact, he's one of the most reliable wingers in the league. Now, think about it. Would Barnes really change Chelsea's level? Or is the London club simply looking for another player without considering what they already have? Garnacho, Gittins, and even Pedro Neto can play there, which raises that inevitable question. Why invest so heavily in a player who may not even be an absolute priority? And if they want someone truly capable of transforming the team, wouldn't it make more sense to target a player capable of single-handedly turning the game around, like Vinicius Jr.? The question remains, is Chelsea making a smart move or just another desperate attempt to reposition themselves among the elite? Now changing the subject completely because the situation here is also serious. A Newcastle United player will be out until after Christmas due to an injury that wasn't even initially identified. Have you stopped to think about the impact of this in a month as intense as December? Back-to-back games, travel, direct confrontations, pressure for results, and suddenly, a key player simply disappears from the options. Eddie Howe is far from satisfied. After the convincing victory over Everton, which could have been the turning point of the season, the coach made it clear that it's high time the team found consistency. He said this after seeing Newcastle alternate between great performances in the Champions League and painful stumbles in the Premier League. Now I ask you, what is Newcastle's real difficulty in maintaining a standard? Is it a lack of squad depth, a lack of consistency, or simply bad luck accumulated with injuries? And since we're talking about problems, the goalkeeper position has become one of the hottest topics of the season. First, because James Trafford, who chose Manchester City in the summer, has been completely sidelined since Donnarumma's arrival. And second, because for the first time since he arrived, Newcastle may actually be considering a move. Trafford was released to leave in January, and Newcastle has emerged as one of the interested parties. Nick Pope's recent injury has only made things worse. And then another crucial question arises. Will Howe have the courage to change the team's most sensitive position mid-season? For many fans, Pope was already not in great form. Even so, Howe publicly defended the goalkeeper, calling him exceptional after the game against Marseille. However, now there is no choice. The official diagnosis indicates that Pope will only return after Boxing Day. And you know how cruel December is. Without an experienced goalkeeper, with games every few days, and with the team desperately needing stability, the question is inevitable. Will Aaron Ramsdale be able to handle this challenge? Newcastle hired him for this type of situation, but there's always that question mark. Is he coming in to take over permanently, or just to put out fires? All of this directly affects the present and future of Newcastle United. On one side, a giant offering a lot of money for one of the team's most influential players. On the other, a problematic series of injuries and urgent decisions to keep the team competitive in one of the most difficult months of the season. Now I want to know from you, should Newcastle reject any offer for Barnes without even thinking? And does Ramsdale really have the ability to carry the team until Pope recovers? Comment below. Participate, because this discussion is from fan to fan. And of course, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and leave a like to support us. Here, every day is Magpies News Day.